Welcome to Soccer Night in Detroit. Sort of. Due to the late West Coast start of this week's game against Monterey Bay FC, there is no Soccer Night Detroit pregame this Saturday, but there will be a post-game wrap-up and scores for on Soccer Night after hours. So this Madcat music with the midweek reflections and what's going on in the league will double as Soccer Night Detroit preview against the Monterey Bay FC, which, by the way, you could see the game at 10 o'clock on ESPN Plus or CW Detroit 50 at WKBD TV in Detroit. Now, 3 weeks ago, nobody would have ever expected after our scoreless draw against the El Paso Locomotive said, dude, we'll probably never beat either New Mexico United, the best team in the West, and Louisville City, the best team in the East. Well, 2 weeks now, thanks to the lucky hand the box penalty that connected by Mexico referee to have sunk the best team in the West, New Mexico United, and then last week's flawless performance against Louisville City FC, the best team in the East. We are now winning 1 point of the Tampa Bay Rowdies for the third place team. Yes, it will guarantee them a home playoff match, but possibly two if, let's say, the top two fall in the first round. Hey, it happened last year with Detroit City against Pittsburgh United. So we'll see. But this week's matchup, we're talking about a team that is fighting for their playoff lives in the West Coast. The last time I checked, they're in 11th place. But, dude, the playoff spot from either, I would say, 8 to 11, believe it or not, I think it's about 5 points. So a win here could be helpful, a loss here critical. But Detroit City, they want to close the deal and clinch that home playoff game, something we have never had for the 2 years we've been in USLC, and it is going to happen sooner or rather later. Who knows? So with that, here's the reflection of last week's game against Louisville and a preview of this week's game against Monterey Bay. Let's throw it over to Madcat. It's all yours.
Welcome to another happy edition of the Musings. It's a happy time to be a Detroit sports fan anyway. I mean, you got the Tigers. As of right now, their magic number is down to 4 in the East, or in the playoffs. Lions getting ready for a big Monday night game on against the Seattle Seahawks this weekend. And, the streaking Detroit City FC, 2 in a row after Saturday's victory at Keyworth Stadium, taking down the top dogs in the Eastern Conference and in all of USL Championship, Louisville City, this past Sunday afternoon. So, great time to be a Detroit sports fan, folks. So, enjoy the ride, everybody. Oh, and the Red Wings start their exhibition season coming up on Thursday. So, hey, getting all 40 sports wrapped around here. But we're doing a little combination today. We're doing the Musings first, and then the second half of the program will be Soccer Night in Detroit as we preview the match this coming Saturday over in Monterey Bay. But let's go with the weekend review first here. Obviously, Sunday's big victory still on the minds of people. A great performance overall by Detroit City. I would think, contrary to what some people think, not a great performance by one of the best performances of the year, in my opinion. by a Detroit City team. I don't want to say it's like Miami epic, but I mean, you're playing the top dogs in USL Championship. You get them down to 10 men, which Michael Bryant did with one Philip Goodrum. You put them down to 10 men. Then you take advantage of that situation by drawing Damian Laz out of the net so far, probably 20 yards further than what he needed to be. Maxi Rodriguez feeds the ball to Connor Rutz. Connor Rutz puts it in the back of the net. Boom, game over. And Detroit City, probably I would say this is the signature victory of the year so far. You're talking about not having signature victories. This was a signature victory. You beat the top dog at home where you've struggled, and now you've beaten the two top dogs in USL Championship. You've beaten New Mexico United the previous week, and now you've beaten Lou City. Now, grant you, here's the thing. I was going over this with JR prior to the game ending, and I stopped myself because look at what we've done. Okay, we toppled Charleston at home. We toppled Tampa Bay on the road. We toppled New Mexico at home. And we have just toppled Lou City at home. We have toppled the top 4 teams in the USL Championship this year. We have beaten them at least once. Tampa Bay was a draw at home. We haven't played Charleston yet for the second time. New Mexico United, we only played them once. And Lou City, of course, everybody knows the 5-1 deficit loss down there on May 29th. But then we come back to win. I honestly feel that's, yeah, I get it. It wasn't perfect. But it was probably the most gutsy performance that Detroit City has played all year, and probably one that would, I mean, they say, it solidified their playoff chances, bar none. I think I'm honestly thinking there where it means for positioning in the playoffs, that remains to be seen as there's 5 games left. Indy has, I'm trying to think who else. I think Indy has 6. I think Indy has 6. But going forward, I think this was the game that probably put Detroit City in the playoffs for sure. Now, as far as positioning goes, we shall see what happens. Will this signify? Now, Devin last night on All Access says, will this signify? Would this signal that this is a actual top 4 team, a team that's going to host a playoff game? My question is, my answer is, I think it does. I mean, yes, you still got to play Charleston. You don't have to play Birmingham, but you still got to play Charleston one more time. Out of the next 5 games that we've got, okay, we got Monterey this Saturday. We got Birmingham following week. Indy 11 comes in, who's been struggling. Miami SC, we know what dumpster fire they are. And San Antonio, who's been struggling mightily as well. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. We could be hosting a playoff game. The question is, whether we be hosting the 5th seed or the 6th seed at this point because of the positioning on there. Top 2, forget it. It's going to be it's going to be Charleston and Louisville, no matter what. So it depends on. Now the question is also where it is going forward. Where are you going to be set at? Who would you rather play? Would you rather go to Charleston, or would you rather go to Louisville? Slay the Dragon is what I'm thinking. Slay that dragon down in Louisville. Slay that dragon down in Charleston too. Where do you want to play that second game? That's the whole key measure, determining your playoff road. It's going to be tough in either place. I'm not gonna lie there. It's going to be tough in either place. Charleston proved it last year. They had the home field advantage. They beat Louisville in the Eastern Conference Championship to move on to the USL Championship final. So I don't know. it's something to think about when you're going forward here. But as far as accolades for the week, Reese Williams, congratulations to you. You are our latest City Centurion. Sunday's match was his 100th match for the club and in USL Championship. Congratulations to him. He was also a big part of Sunday's win as well. So hats off to you, my man, and congratulations on being another member of that exclusive club in Detroit City football history. And kudos goes out to Maxi Rodriguez as well, being named to the USL Team of the Week. Great performance on Sunday, getting the goal and feeding Connor Rutz to get the game-winning goal. He's been on a tear. 2 goals in the last 2 games. He's up to 9 now on the season for Detroit City FC, leading all scorers, including one Ben Morris. But no, him and Ben have been great all year long for many reasons, and of course they, the acquisition of Elvis Amo, yeah, he's been injured. He hasn't been much in the lab. Good to see him, by the way, on Sunday as well. Great addition to the lab, but Maxi just keeps on keeping on. He's he's not a top goal scorer, say like a Wilson Harris or Nick Markanek or Albert Dikwa, but he gets the job done, and he's gotten the job done for so many years for Detroit City, whether it was in the NISA days or in the, even in USL Championship. So as congratulations to him on winning another USL Team of the Week honor. All right, let's segue right into this next edition of Soccer Night in Detroit as we preview the match between Detroit City and Monterey Bay. The push to the playoffs continues as Detroit City travels to Cardinal Stadium to take on Monterey Bay FC. And here we go with the preview of Saturday night's matchup between Monterey Bay FC and Detroit City FC. Key match in terms of playoff position for both squads in the championship as we speak. Let's take a look at the, Monterey Bay sits in 11th right now in the Western Conference. They are currently, this is before games tonight, obviously. I think there's one Western Conference matchup tonight, but I'm not sure. They sit with a total of 29 games in hand. Sitting at 30 points. They are currently right now 2 points behind Orange County SC for the A spot in the Western Conference. As Mike Watts put it, the Western Conference pillow fight for 8th place. So kind of an important game for them. Struggles on the road, though. And you look at Detroit City where they were sitting. They've had struggles with teams like El Paso, for example, Hartford Athletic, who's below us. We've had a struggle with them coming up to the top against these, these great clubs, such as Tampa Bay, a Lou City, a Charleston, a New Mexico United. But when it comes to the subpar teams, it's been a struggle sometimes, with the exception of probably one Miami SC. But other than that, it's like playing down to their level. But maybe with the playoff push, maybe with a new sense of energy from these last 2 games, might be a different story going on Saturday night. Let's look at the insights on the game. Haven't scored any goals in their last 5 matches. That tells you something right there of a struggling club. Haven't scored in their last 2 home matches. So, okay. That means they're not putting the firepower to the net. And that's why they're sitting right now in the 11th spot. But like I said, that and in this dogfight that's going on in the Western Conference right now, that still puts them in playoff contention. I mean, they're only 2 points behind Orange County right now, as of recording. So, and it's like, who wants that 8th spot in the Western Conference? So, as you know, Detroit City have been hot, scored 4 goals in their last 5 matches. But the key here is they have been ranked 3rd in away form this season. They can win on the road. And that's one thing teams fear the most now, is the fact that these guys can win on the road when need be. And they have been unbeaten in their last 4 away games. So coming off the win on Sunday, coming off the win the previous week against New Mexico United, Detroit is feeling the momentum right now. So I would think that this could be another chance where Detroit City can capitalize. They could capitalize on this game. However, we've seen the opposite sometimes. A struggle in Las Vegas, a struggle over in Hartford, struggling to come back to win in North Carolina down at Cary. We've seen this play out over and over again. And of course, it's there. That's the fact. I mean, it's the sobering facts about that. But, I think with the rejuvenation right now of this offense and the way Danny Dicchio is putting forth his lineups in the last couple weeks and whatnot, seeing the abilities of these players out, that he's been putting out on the pitch, they're putting out 110% effort out there. And I'm not saying it's going to take 110% to beat Monterey Bay. It might take 100% effort. It might not take 110% effort like we had to show the last couple weeks. But for Detroit City to win this matchup, obviously they got to keep doing what they're doing. They got to keep pushing the ball offensively when need to be, and defend well. And that's what they've been doing. They've been, they frustrated the top dogs. They only held 2 shots on Sunday. They only held Louisville to 2 shots on Sunday. So, yeah, they were, and that's on target. I mean, there was 12 shots per side, but 2 shots on target. Yes, on what it mattered. So that's another thing to look at when you're looking at Saturday's game. Team form between the 2 squads. Obviously, Detroit City's team form 2-2-1 in their last 5. 0-3-2 for Monterey Bay. And they haven't scored. They haven't scored in their last 5 matches. Losers against the Miami FC down in Miami, and they lost to another struggling club, San Antonio FC, at home. So, and then the last 2 outings, a 0-0 draw against Las Vegas Lights, and then most recent against Orange County, also a 0-0 draw. And they also had a 0-0 draw to El Paso as well. So, needless to say that this is a club that's, they're in the middle of a dogfight. You think they're going to go balls to the wall. However, what side are we going to see Saturday night when it comes to Monterey Bay? Are you going to see a team that's, managed to get a draw last year against Detroit City FC, or last time out against Detroit City FC at their place? Obviously, you're coming from the east to the west, and then the lag time, the travel time, and all that. I get that. I do. I really do. So, but, momentum does play a lot in these games. And right now, I'm liking Detroit City's momentum at the moment as far as that goes. And, you can't deny it. Yeah, the goal scoring output's not there, but we're not here to get 4 or 5 goals a game. We're here to win matches, whether it be 1-0, 2-0, whatever. We're out here to win matches, get 3 points so that we can solidify our spot into the playoffs. So it really, right now it's a matter, I mean, is Detroit City playing with house money right now? You can say that. I mean, as far as anything goes, because I mean, you just toppled off the two top dogs in USL Championship in consecutive weeks, and you play well on the road. So, I can't say house money right now because right now they're just playing for a playoff spot right now. They're just our home playoff spot right now, and with that, I'm thinking, you gotta. They are going to step their game up. They are going to try to do whatever it takes to win on Saturday. I'm sure Danny Dicchio's got a plan made for this one. Not sure who he's going to start in net, whether it be the red hot Carlos Saldana or Nate Steinwasser, depending on the situation, what goes at practice and whatnot, throughout the week. So that we shall see. What remains to be seen, and we'll find out more, come Saturday night as far as that goes. I'll probably usually do my, I'll just drop lineups. When I drop the lineups on Saturday night, I'm going to drop them on the Soccer Night in Detroit account on X, and also on the Faithful for Detroit City page as a combo picture. We're not doing that like I usually do for, the pre-match, because this pre-match show is being done a couple of days early. So, needless to say. But also, I want to take a look at the important games coming up in the push to the playoffs. Let's see here. Preferably concerning the Eastern Conference here. I know there's one game going on in the championship tonight. That's Orange County and Phoenix Rising. The reason why I mentioned Orange County has 32 points right now, that's as of right now. They do play tonight. They take on Phoenix Rising. That's a 10:30 kickoff down at Championship Soccer Stadium in Great Park. So that goes on tonight. As far as the championship goes and the teams around us, let's see here. Indy 11 takes on Miami FC. Should be an easy victory, but Indy 11 has been struggling as of late. El Paso takes on North Carolina FC. El Paso can come up with a couple of surprises here and there. They surprised the Switchbacks last week, so they can come up with a few surprises, and then they come in, they come into Detroit, and or we go down there, and there was a no draw down there, so they can come up with some surprises. They're a battling club. We shall see what happens. Birmingham Legion travels to Pittsburgh to take on the Riverhounds. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff there. Birmingham's directly right behind us in the table right now. And, of course, Pittsburgh, I've said it, Jekyll and Hyde all year long, but Pittsburgh trying to get back into that 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. Lou City hosts Memphis 901 FC. That goes without saying. Another game to look at, Tampa Bay taking on the Hartford Athletic. That's a 7:30 kickoff there at Al Lang Stadium. Tampa Bay's been struggling as of late. Hartford Athletic, they're battling themselves into that 8th playoff spot there, so into the top 8. So must need wins from both sides there coming up on Saturday. Loudoun travels to Colorado at 8 o'clock. Rhode Island takes on a struggling San Antonio SC. That's at 8:30. And, of course, Phoenix Rising will take on Las Vegas. That's a 10:30 kickoff. So there's a lot of East-West matchups that will be happening on Saturday night, too. But like I said, the games that you want to look at basically surrounding us, obviously that Tampa Bay Hartford game and the Pittsburgh Birmingham game. Also want to keep an eye on Indy 11 as well as they take on Miami FC. So, because that 5th spot could be interchangeable too, depending on the results of the evening. There is one game to be played on Sunday, though. That is a Western Conference tilt, or actually two games. There are Western Conference tilts. Oakland takes on FC Tulsa. Battle of playoff positioning there. And also the top 2 in the championship, or on the western side of the USL Championship. Sacramento Republic takes on New Mexico United at Heart Health Park, and that's a 8:30 kickoff. I'm going to be tuning in to that one because that's right after I get out my other job. So yeah, I'll be tuning into that one on Sunday night as well. So I mean that should be a dandy. But nonetheless, like I said, another pivotal weekend in the USL Championship. So we will go over everything on Saturday's results, and also we'll touch on the Wednesday result or tonight's result as well on After Hours, and that will be immediately following the match on Saturday night from Monterey Bay. Catch the action on ESPN Plus, CBSDetroit.com, and of course WKBD Channel 50 in Detroit. Coverage starts at 10 o'clock there. So until Saturday, early Sunday morning, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the galaxy.